Hello, this video is to tell and show Dr Neubauer #1 long pips rubber. It is a detailed review. I played OX version on Inher 970XXA blade. It is a fast ALC blade that I like very much. By the way, you may watch the review, link is under the video. The #1 OX was also tested on a Carbon Def Plus blade by my friend. This is to be shown in the other video. Feel free to use the timecodes as this review is categorized by topics, by technical elements for your convenience. You may jump to what you are interested in or skip what you don't want to watch. The basic properties of #1. It is a slow long pips, the speed is lower to average. Even on such a fast blade as mine, it retains good control. Any technical elements are possible to play. The hardness is about medium, even a bit softer to medium. The grip power is lower to average, it is a low grip pimples. The reaction to incoming spin is on low level accordingly. The spin reversal is good but not the highest. Many other Dr Neubauer long pips have higher spin reversal. But this rubber is just for other play, not for the style based on passive reversal. #1 strength is in the other sphere. The OX version has the glue sheet pre-attached. A few words about the properties of the sponge of #1 as we examined it also, without a play yet. The hardness is medium. And it is very slow, so slow that it doesn't increase the speed with more thickness. Only the feel and grip changes when you come from 0.6 mm to 1 mm. And the elements work a bit differently with different thickness. Now let's go to elements. The first thing I noticed is a very good block. I mean the simple version of the element when you just put the racket in front of the ball to let it bounce to the other side of the table. This kind of block is very steady with a moderate disruption. If your opponent could perform 4 topspins, you may do 4 blocks, and place your blocks to make it inconvenient. Thus your opponent will spend more effort and will not be in a winning position, as you may handle his attacks easily due to high control in blocking, and the disruption increases the opponent's risks. I want to underline that I speak specifically about the simple block, which is one of the strong points of this rubber. It negates the incoming spin and other aspects of the attack and eases you to return balls. You may also use more complicated techniques like chop blocking to variate your returns and obtain more spin reversal. I just want to underline that the simple block with #1 works especially well and usable against any kind of topspin. That surprised me, as I was thinking that long pips are not good for the simple block play, for blocking like inverted or short pips. When blocking the typical average topspin, you may vary the angle or length of your return. When blocking the topspin with higher bounce, you may do so by closing the racket a bit and maybe with adding a bit of push forward. A strong spin topspin may be blocked as well. To cope with more dangerous topspins, you should learn to adjust the racket angle properly and to relax the wrist when needed, or add some forward movement. All these techniques are the subject to learn and practice. I did that when I started to play with the rubber. Nothing special about it, like with any new rubber you should practice to use it better. As the #1 is a slow rubber, it is possible to produce a short ball by blocking even on a fast blade like mine. Such short blocks are a good way to get the initiative after the opponent pushes the ball back to you. Also, you may perform a short block to the opposite angle. The balls returned by the block are different in different situations, depending on incoming balls and the technique of the ball contact. It may be no spin ball, or weak backspin, or stronger backspin. So the spin reversal differs by the situation. I think this variation is good. Please note that spin reversal is available if the incoming ball has the needed amount of spin. If you block some no-spin attack, the return ball is always no spin. The disruption of blocks overall is good. As for chop blocks, personally I don't like to play this kind of block, but I tried it for reviewing purposes and you may see it works well also. And I want to remark specially about blocking against very fast balls. I was surprised, but #1 works as if it has some special dampening ability. It absorbs the power of the incoming ball and bounces back to the other side, not too long. It is probably the ability of pimples to bend and thus absorb energy, to make a bounce short enough. I think it is a very nice ability. Some other long pips have this ability also, but not all for sure, only some. Now about attacking abilities. I found that number 1 has many abilities in this sphere, and has a good performance in attack. You may attack with a drive. You may hit with full force. We recommend doing that only if the ball is convenient enough. You may even do something like topspin. If your opponent gives you some passive ball, long enough or a bit lifted, you may open attack with drive or hit and prepare to finish with your other side rubber. A good way to win the point if not to attack directly to his IC ket. Some opponents may be good in counter-driving against such no-spin attacks, and in that case I recommend just to hit stronger. The rubber allows to hit stronger, if you have enough skill. In case of returning your attack with counter-drive, you may attack again or make a short block. What is better in that situation? I like to attack with number 1. Please note that the faster blade you use for attacking with long pips, the easier to perform attacking moves and the more effective your attacks are. But if the blade is too slow, your attacks may have too less effectiveness. This matter is also dependent on the opponent's level and skill. And I remind you that this review is about playing on the fast blade. While attacking on the slow blade requires more force put into you hits and lesser quantity of attacks to pick only the most convenient balls. Topspins. It surprised me a lot. What the topspins with a slow long pips OX? Topspin with long pips on a sponge is okay. You may have seen it, Alexei Sipachevsky do that when testing long pips that are good in that element. Also Igor Sukhavati sometimes do topspin with long pips in play, e.g. with Boomerang Classic 1mm. But this is no sponge long pips. Sounds unbelievable, but just look at the screen. Of course I am not sure if topspin is the best name for this move, as the ball produced by such an attack is not very similar to topspin performed by inverted rubber. But the technique is surely like a topspin. You may suggest in comments if you have a better idea how to name this element. As for me, I am okay about naming it topspin by long pips OX. But please suggest if you have any ideas. Anyway, you may see how it works. How did I found these topspins? I was just trying different moves while examining the rubber. I adjusted the technique to find what works better. And when I looked into the records from the camera, I surprisingly found that I more often do these topspins when attacking, not drives. Just because it is convenient. You may ask, what is the reason? No sponge rubber couldn't spin the ball, the attack comes pure no spin, why do that? I may answer that no spin in this case is especially good. Because no opponent is used to play against no spin topspins. All are used to play against topspin with spin. Thus no spin topspin is unexpected and no one is used to it. The standard block, performed like against inverted, would come to the net or even to the own table. As playing against such topspins need a different technique. So if you have a skill to do a BH topspin, you may try doing topspins with number 1 OX if you try the rubber. If you use a fast blade, as I guess it wouldn't work so well on a deft blade. Attack from mid-distance. If you get a ball high and convenient enough, you may perform a powerful drive. You may do that against a topspin as well. So you may counterattack from that distance. In that case the opponent will receive a fast no-spin or almost no-spin ball. And he will face the same difficulties as with playing against a topspin by long pips. As the ball is very different to the ball from inverted or short pips attack. To conclude about attack. Many ways are available, with good control and effectiveness. You may attack often and win points. And a few thoughts to keep it effective and prevent opponents from getting used to your play. Do your attacks faster, it is harder to play against faster ball. Pick the most inconvenient spot of the table to place the ball there. Do twiddling. Do attacks with both rubbers from each side. And I have a guess why the rubber is named number 1. Maybe it means playing as first number, as the player who has an initiative in attack. Or maybe it is number 1 in rankings. I like both meanings. Now pushing over the table. Many different moves that are used in play, but have no specific names. In general these moves of the short play are good. The control is nice, you may play this and that, shorter and longer, here and there. An aggressive push also works well, some kind of attack in short play. And lifting as well. Now about defense. To say shortly, this rubber is not a recommended rubber for a pure chopper. I don't mean it is bad for chopping, no, it is not bad. The matter is you just may pick long pips that are much better for chopping, that is why there is no reason to pick number 1 for this style. You may pick Viper, or Monster Classic, or Boomerang Classic, for example. You may see the reviews on our channel, if you are in search for a very good chopping LPs. While number 1 is okay for some occasional chopping when the chopping is not the focus of your play. As the rubber is slow, even on a fast blade you will have good control for chop. But there is not much variation in chopping available, not like with Chopper's Choice rubbers. Now about the far distance block. I found this element is good here. Alexei Sipachevsky called this element so, and I do as well. When you are at chopper's distance from the table, you may not only chop with some long pips, but also do this far distance block. Not all the long pips allow to perform it, but many. It is especially useful if the ball is too high for chopping. The main reason is that it looks like chopping, but produces a very different ball. And the opponent would miss his attack at this ball if he plays like against a chopped ball, as there is no spin ball and different trajectory. About service return. I will not speak much about it. I prepared a selection of variants to show what you may do with number 1 against the serves. Just want to tell that even on my fast blade the control is good. The conclusion. I rate this rubber as 10 out of 10 for its performance. I mean the aggregate estimation of rubber's abilities and the level of how good it makes what it is designed for. It is for players who play mainly near the table, and play an aggressive style of play using disruption abilities of long pips. Also it is for players who combine attack and defense with both rubbers playing in all zones. These are modern play styles with long pips OX. Number 1 is not for pure chopping style, as Dr Neubauer offers other rubbers that are better suitable for that style, like Viper, Monster Classic, Boomerang Classic, and some others. You may find reviews here on the channel. Also I may say that number 1 is easy to play with, and due to that it may be a good option as a first long pips to try. If you wish a low grip LPs. If you wish a grippy LPs, you may pick among Viper, Monster Classic, Boomerang Classic. That's all about the rubber, and I remind you to subscribe to our channel to not miss our new videos. We make our reviews to help you learn the properties of rubbers and blades, so you may see if it is worth your trying or not. So you may avoid the blind buying and trying. And I remind you that our friendly shop is working for you. We deliver worldwide, you are welcome, and we are always glad to help.